Have you ever felt trapped? Like, deep inside, you know you were born for something greater, but life, society, or fear keeps holding you back? If you've ever felt that way, then listen closely, because this story might just change the way you see yourself forever. Welcome to Fuel for Winners, the place where powerful stories inspire you to awaken your true strength. If you're ready to discover your hidden potential, stay with me till the end of this story. In the heart of a vast, ancient jungle where sunlight struggled to pierce the dense canopy, a miracle unfolded. A lioness, a queen of this wild kingdom, brought a new life into the world. With her last ounce of strength, she nudged her newborn son, her eyes filled with a love as deep as the forest itself. It was a moment of pure creation, a promise of a future legacy. But destiny, in its infinite and often incomprehensible wisdom, had a different plan. The circle of life, which had just begun for the cub, tragically completed its turn for his mother. The world, once a warm and comforting presence, suddenly turned cold and vast. The tiny cub shivered not just from the chill, but from a deep, primal confusion. His first instincts were for warmth, for the reassuring heartbeat he had known his entire brief existence. But all he found was an unnerving stillness. His cries, small and fragile, echoed into the immense indifference of the jungle. It was the loneliest sound in the world, a plea for a connection that had been irrevocably severed. Then, through the dense undergrowth, a new sound emerged. It wasn't the roar of a predator but a gentle, rhythmic bleating. A flock of sheep, moving like a soft white cloud against the forest floor, ambled into the clearing. To the lost and terrified cub, their gentle calls were a siren song of safety. His instinct for survival, deeper than any inherited memory of what he was supposed to be, took over. He didn't know what they were, only that they were together, and he was alone. He blended into the flock, a tiny predator hidden in a sea of prey, a king disguised as a commoner. The sheep, in their simple innocence, accepted him as one of their own. This was the start of his new reality, a life built on a contradiction. He would learn the ways of the sheep, to fear the wolf, to graze on grass, to bleat instead of roar. And so began the extraordinary journey of a lion who believed he was a sheep, a powerful soul asleep, waiting for the moment it would be awakened. Day after day the cub grazed on grass, he followed the flock, he ran when they ran, he even bleated like them, he never roared, he never hunted. Surrounded by sheep, he believed he was one of them. He thought, I am weak, I am helpless, I am a sheep. And that belief shaped his entire life. Years passed, the cub grew into a young lion still thinking he was a sheep. Then one day an old lion spotted the strange sight, a lion walking with sheep. He couldn't believe his eyes. With a mighty roar, the old lion charged toward the flock. The sheep scattered in fear, but shockingly, the young lion also ran with them.
The old lion cornered the young one. Trembling, the young lion cried, "Please let me go, I'm just a sheep, don't hurt me."
The old lion stared at him in disbelief. He saw the power in his eyes, the muscles in his body. This was no sheep, this was a lion, but trapped by his own mind. The old lion led him to a river. "Look at yourself," he said. Hesitant, the young lion peered into the calm water, and for the first time he saw the truth. His reflection was not that of a sheep, it was the face of a lion. Strong, fierce, powerful. His heart pounded, his breath grew heavy, and then, something deep inside him awakened. He opened his mouth and released a roar, not a sheep's cry, but a thunderous, powerful roar that shook the jungle. For the first time in his life he felt alive. He wasn't weak, he wasn't a sheep, he was a lion. My friend, you and I are just like that young lion. From the moment we are born, the world begins to tell us who we are. Society hands us a script, our teachers and peers define our limits, and with the best intentions, they teach us to play a small, safe role. They teach us to be quiet, to fit in, to not make waves. Then comes fear. The fear of not being good enough, of being judged, of falling flat on our face. And when we do fall, as we all do, those failures can feel like chains. Each disappointment, each rejection, adds another heavy link, weighing us down until we forget we were ever meant to stand tall and run free. It reminds me of the story of an eagle raised among chickens. An egg, destined for the skies, fell into a barnyard. It hatched and grew up believing it was a chicken, never knowing its own majestic nature. It spent its days scratching in the dirt for seeds, clucking with the flock, never once looking up. It saw other eagles soaring high above but felt they were a different kind of being. How many of us are living like that eagle, trapped in a barnyard of our own making, surrounded by voices that tell us to keep our heads down, to forget the sky? We are conditioned to believe we are ordinary. But the truth, my friend, is that you were not made for the barnyard. You were made for the mountains. You were not made to scratch in the dirt. You were made to soar among the clouds. Inside you there is not a chicken's heart, but a lion's courage. An eagle's spirit is waiting for you to remember who you are. That roar you've been suppressing is the sound of your true self breaking free. That longing for the sky is your destiny calling. It's time to shatter the chains of past failures, silence the chorus of doubt, and step into your power. Because the truth is, you are stronger than you think, braver than you believe, and far, far greater than you have ever imagined. The journey we've taken has led us to this single defining moment, a crossroads where you must make a choice. Will you continue down the well-trodden path of the herd, or will you dare to forge your own? So I ask you, truly ask you, to stop living like a sheep. Stop finding comfort in the crowd, stop grazing on mediocrity, and stop letting the fences of others' opinions define your world. Stop hiding the immense, world-changing power that resides within you. Stop silencing the voice of your intuition with the noise of doubt. There is an old parable about an eagle's egg that, by a twist of fate, fell from its nest and landed in a chicken coop. The eagle hatched and was raised among the chickens. It learned to cluck and scratch, to peck at the dirt for seeds, and to flutter its mighty wings for only a few feet of flight. Just like every other chicken, it lived a life of safety, of predictability, a life confined to the barnyard. It never questioned its reality. One day it looked up and saw a magnificent bird soaring in the vast open sky. It moved with a power and grace the earthbound eagle had never known. "What is that?" it asked a nearby chicken. "That is the eagle, the king of all birds," the chicken replied. "He belongs to the sky, we belong to the earth, do not think of it again." And so the eagle never did. It lived and died as a chicken, forever unaware of its true identity, its true potential, its birthright to rule the heavens. Do not let this be your story. You have been raised in a barnyard of limitations, taught to peck at the ground when you were born to soar. The sky is calling to you. That feeling of restlessness, that yearning for something more, that is the eagle within you recognizing its home. It's time to unlearn the ways of the chicken. It's time to lift your head, stretch your wings, and feel the wind beneath them. Stand tall, face your fears, and unleash your roar. Because you were not born to blend in with the flock. You were born to stand out from the crowd. You were not born to follow. You were born to lead. You were not born for the barnyard. You were born for the sky. You were born to win. This is your reminder from Fuel for Winners. If this story touched the eagle in your heart, make sure to subscribe, share this video, and join our flight. We are a community dedicated to awakening the greatness that lies dormant within. Never forget the truth of who you are. You are not a sheep. You are not a chicken. You are a lion. You are an eagle. And it is time the world hears your roar and sees you soar.